I've been getting an insane amount of support from my redesigning Little C's video, and I wanted to say thank you by hosting the Draw This in Your Style contest. It's only natural to draw yourself when celebrating something like this, but look at this guy. This one right here. It looks a little bad, which is why I have deceived you. Get tricked. This is a double video, but I'm still going to get to the Draw This in Your Style, I promise. This is Sunny. They are how I draw myself on this channel. In my original, now privated video, where I designed them for the first time, it go through the whole character design process and everything. At the time, I liked how I drew them with their like orange, pink, and dark blue for the eyes color scheme. I even made these little sprites that I use for videos sometimes. So that's where all that comes from. The first section of this video will be dedicated to redesigning my little creature, who is pretty much the focal point of the drawing. I realized I needed a redesign when I was originally supposed to change my profile picture back to my usual one for my Halloween profile picture I used in October. But when coming back to the old one around 20 days later, the old profile picture felt underwhelming. Especially because 99% of my viewers have only seen the old profile picture. The first thing I noticed immediately is that the old colors were just so dull. I don't know how this happened because I am a person who loves drawing with bright, saturated colors. So that's the first thing to change. The orangish yellow changed to a much lighter yellow, and the pinkish red raincoat became a much brighter red. I was halfway to changing the colors when I drew the specific drawing for an Instagram reel, and I really liked the way I colored the eyes, and unconsciously saturated the colors by a lot. But it's like not even to the amount I'm doing to it right now. There were a few iterations before I got to the final design, most notable being the few different head shapes, the raincoat patterns, changing the sparkles on the cheeks to these little Kirby-like circle things, adding a scarf, but that's just for the winter design. There's quite a bit going on in this one. A few things I wanted to keep in mind were the weirdly shaped eyes that I find cool and fun, that just naturally developed as I kept drawing it, and also the proportions, specifically the head to body ratio, and also the sleeves being longer than the body and most of the legs. I made that a thing because I thought it looked nice. But my old video sprites had this weird thing where they just looked a little too human. It's not quite enough to put it firmly into Uncanny Valley, but the head was just a bit too small, and the body was just a bit too long. Does this make sense? It didn't follow the rule I said in my head just now. Speaking of the sprites, when I do video editing, I find myself coming back to the same 5 or 10 sprites, because not all of them really fulfill all of my needs all of the time. It's gotten to a point where I have a list of sprites I wish I had in the first batch. Also, I might keep using the first batch of sprites for a few weeks. It's gonna take a long while for me to get all of the new ones done, and like even figure out what I want to do with them, because I haven't really started that yet. Maybe if it takes long enough and I have no ideas, I'll make it its own video? Who knows? Let me know if you'd want to see that. One last thing before we start the actual drawing. While I did a whole bunch of the redesign on my laptop, which is what I mainly use for drawing and what you're seeing right now, when I was at school the next day, I decided to redesign the new one from memory, and it really influenced the final design. Mainly the colors and no more sweater strings. But I think that's all I have to say about the redesign. When drawing the Draw This in Your Style, I actually wanted to draw the way I draw myself as well, because yes, there is a difference. I'm Rose, that thing is Sunny. I remember thinking a while back that I would miss drawing my old persona, because my new one has these stupid triangles. Okay, we gotta talk about the triangles. The individual triangles on the old design's head were so annoying to draw, and they were a nightmare to connect the lines. And like, I using semi-animated intro for one of my videos, those were hell to color, because I would have to zoom in, connect the color, and then color it in, and then do that for like all like 60 frames. Back to the drawing myself part. There's no reason to stop drawing myself if that's what I really want, so that's what I did. Also, looking back, I realized that I've been working with some pretty dark color schemes lately, so it's good to be back to some just plain fun saturated colors. I also liked doing the rainbow text. Very fun, very fun. As soon as this video comes out, and I think that the hypothetical first people watching have watched this part, I'm going to release this as a Draw This in Your Style challenge that you're seeing right now. The rules of this challenge are simple. Draw either Sunny or Rose, that's me, or both, in any way you want. I noticed that people usually tag their Draw This in Your Style challenges with username, follower count, and an optional just the letters Draw This in Your Style. So DBDC 50/50 Draw This in Your Style should work just fine. Instagram is the only platform outside of YouTube I use for posting art right now, so I'm probably just gonna hold the contest there. But also, I guess if you find a way to post it on YouTube too, that would work. Rule 3, no stealing or AI art. That's a big nuh-uh from me. I was about to say I didn't have any prize ideas, but I just came up with something. I feel like maybe the top 3 could get a little doodle of anything they want, as long as like the request is like reasonable or whatever. I think that's fair. Yeah, have fun, go crazy. That's about it. Did you enjoy this video? What other types of videos do you want to see next? I had to re-upload last week's video on a Friday because of some video editing skill issues, and even though it's doing pretty good, I still feel like I could have done better, you know? So I would appreciate if you check that out. Okay, goodbye, bye-bye. Maybe I should re-watch that old video and see what I have to say. I'm gonna go view that real fast. In the meantime, video jump scare. Just a loose leaf paper background. I'm going insane. I used to have like 7 of those triangles. Oh, and the too many stock images. I haven't even drawn any fan art. Why did I make that promise? Also, in that video, you see that the cheek sparkle things are like clearly sparkle, like little shapes. I don't think I made that as clear anymore, so I just changed them into circles, like the Kirby like things I mentioned. God, I edited that at 4 AM. I was so proud of this video. Oh yeah, that's the only time I established that I had named them Sunny. And it's a privated video. That's so awesome. The point of this is that I had a very different thought process when I was making this. Things can change in 2 months, but the main point is that it's very different from what we have now. Am I gonna put that impromptu react session in the beginning? Who knows? Probably not.